Welcome back to Monkeying Around. This week we are celebrating the life of Bobby Hart. We were going to have Derek on with us. Maybe he will join us in a bit, maybe not. But welcome everyone.
Hey,
we haven't done live stuff very much, so this is exciting. We'll see if anyone joins us.
Yeah.
And if you are out there watching us, please say something in the chat, and we'll say hi, and we want to see what your thoughts are on Bobby. We unfortunately never got to see him live, but we know his music. I recently listened to his audiobook, Psychedelic Bubblegum Pop. Is it bubblegum? Psychedelic Bubblegum Pop?
Psychedelic Bubblegum.
Psychedelic Bubblegum.
Yep.
I'm the one who listened to it. Chuck is the one that knows the title of it.
Right.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. We thought we'd get together tonight and just talk a little about Bobby Hart and his impact and what Boyce and Hart's impact was on the Monkees and on pop culture generally. We don't want to turn it into a wake, but we sort of want to celebrate the joy that they've given to us over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I'll kind of start since I just a couple of weeks ago finished his audiobook. It was really fascinating to hear all of the stories and to hear the start of the Monkees from his perspective, and to see how all of that played out from with them being involved actually prior to most of the casting.
Okay.
So something that I didn't know before I listened to this, and some people might have known this, is they were originally slated to do all of the music for the Monkees, and Boyce and Hart had understood it to be that they were going to be the ones that would be producing the music, and they were very excited about that, because when Rafelson and Snyder had heard their the Monkees opening theme song, they got really excited and was like, yeah, this is exactly it. And then they ended up bringing Don Kirshner on board, and Don basically shoved them aside pretty much, even though a lot of the music was already written for them. But it ended, I don't remember exactly the situation, but it ended up where they came back and ended up producing a lot of the stuff anyway for the first album. And he talked about how they decided to go off on their own, and the interesting turn that took, and that they weren't it's not that he wasn't surprised, but they knew the recipe for pop songs,
right?
So
yeah, and very effectively.
Yes.
I mean, I think that Boyce and Hart's music perfectly suited the Monkees, especially the early Monkees, but they included Boyce and Hart songs along the way throughout the discography. I mean, all the way up to Good Times had a Boyce and Hart song on it. We had a comment already from Mrs. Arcadian, and welcome Mrs. Arcadian, who says hi. Thank you for joining us. And for anyone who's watching who's not familiar with us, we're Monkeying Around. We've been doing a Monkees podcast for 2 or 3 years now. We've done very limited number of live shows. We do a few here and there, so that's why you may see a few little awkwardness as the technology fight. But it's something that we do every week on our other podcast or station Trek. So and also we have our old buddy Fred Velez is here and says, "Hi guys, thanks for honoring tonight."
Yeah, we're so glad you're here. You can hopefully offer insights that we don't know or forgot that we knew.
Yeah, and we didn't have a lot of time to prepare this. We just decided to go live and just talk about Bobby Hart. So it'll be a little bit of a freewheeling conversation. And it may just come down to us naming Boyce and Hart Monkey songs that we love and talking about why we love them, which I think, as for an artist, what better way to honor somebody than to talk about the music that we remember that is still meaningful to us. I mean, here we are in 2025. And they started, was it 65 that Boyce and Hart started working on the Monkees? Or thereabouts?
I think it was earlier than that. I feel like it was 64.
Okay.
They were getting in right as Rafelson and Snyder started doing anything.
Right.
They were right there at the get-go.
Right.
From my understanding. And that was one of the first times they worked together professionally. They'd done writing together a little bit, but that was their first hardcore. And this is my memory of the book that I listened to 3 weeks ago. So I apologize if I am getting this completely totally wrong. Someone call me out.
And I'm going to pause you for just a moment because our good buddy Derek Miner has joined us.
Hey, welcome, Derek. Welcome.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. And
oh, good. I thought the mic wasn't going to work.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Derek.
Yeah, well, thanks for inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were just awkwardly talking and trying to kind of figure out a thing because we just got Derek to agree yesterday, and we threw this like together Sunday early afternoon, and we're like, yeah, let's do this thing Monday night.
Couple comments from Fred real quick. Fred says, "Hi, Derek."
Hi, Fred. Oh, nice to see you joining us in the chat tonight.
Fred says, "Anyway, I can talk even if it's just voice." And no, we don't have that set up. But Fred, we would love to have you back on the Monkey Around podcast sometime soon.
Yes.
Because we had a great time when you were on with us.
Yes.
And Mrs. Arcadian also says, "Hi, Derek."
Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Derek, we were just talking about, that we didn't really come up with a plan for tonight. We just wanted to get on and just sort of have a freewheeling conversation about Bobby Hart and about the impact that Boyce and Hart had on the Monkees and really on the 60s, because their impact really went far beyond the Monkees. But the Monkees specifically, starting off with just the theme song, I think it really sets the mood, and it's something that's very memorable. But it's funny that the theme song is just so. It's just one of those great TV theme songs. Just outside, if you're not a music fan, just people who are familiar with TV theme songs know the Monkees theme song because it's an iconic theme song.
Well, they know the theme song and they know the walk, like to try to do the monkey walk. That's always, as kids, you try to do that and it's hard to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Boyce and Hart turned around and gave them their first single that sort of launched the Monkees with Last Train to Clarksville.
Yeah. It was interesting when I was listening to the audiobook and he was talking about that. So he Bobby and Tommy had tried to throw in a little politicalness, and I'm going back to the theme song.
Go ahead.
And they tried to throw in a little politicalness of we got something to say. But then they threw in the we're just trying to be friendly to kind of like roll it back around so the parents wouldn't get all upset of like, oh, there's these long-haired guys trying to tell us what to do. Because actually not long before this, Bobby had been involved in working with a RFK, I believe, in his political campaign for Senate, if I'm remembering correctly, and I'm probably not remembering that correctly. But he was involved in that like right before he started working on the Monkees stuff. So he threw that little nugget in there, and there was something on Clarksville that he had said that I wish I could remember, and I remember it's like, oh, that's really cool that I didn't know that about Clarksville. And
was it about the location of Clarksville being near like one of the military bases, so it had a little bit of a political angle to it because it was like he's going off on the train to be deployed for Vietnam and may never come home? Or was it something else?
I feel like there was, so that was in there. He did mention that as well.
Yeah.
But that I kind of gleaned from the song, just because of the timing and the words. But there was something else that he had said about it that I was like, that's kind of cool.
Was it that they were influenced by Paperback Writer? Was that it?
Maybe.
I do remember him saying that. Yeah.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. I have the memory of a gnat.
We did some shows in Clarksville, Georgia.
We did
years back, and we made a point of going to the train station where it has the Clarksville sign and everything. Which
Clarksville, Tennessee, specifically.
Yes, yeah, near Nashville. Which is, to my understanding, is the one that it was about.
There was also a Clarksville, Arizona, and Bobby is from Arizona.
Okay. Well, the story they told about the Vietnam base, or the military base during Vietnam, I believe, was the one outside of Nashville, near Clarksville. But I could be wrong. So Fred commented, correct and also correct.
Also correct.
Yep.
Veronica's remembering things.
Right. Yeah, but I don't think it can be overstated. Just, how impactful having that first hit single was for the Monkees. You know, if they'd have fumbled it right out of the gate, that would have changed the trajectory of the Monkees potentially. But having that first hit single and the theme song, even if they had only done those two things, and obviously we know they did more than that, but even just those two things, I think were instrumental in launching the Monkees. And you made a point, Veronica, about them being, having something to say, but also making a point of being non-threatening for family viewing. And I mean, I think that was a sort of key aspect of the Monkees, was it sort of, it brought that not necessarily counterculture, but a bit counterculture and a bit psychedelia into the living room. In a way that was not threatening, and not the type of show that, I mean, I'm sure there were parents, but not a lot of parents would have made their kids turn off the TV or been afraid to let their kids watch. I think the Monkees comes across as a very innocent and well-meaning show.
Absolutely, especially with all the slapstick and running around they do. It was like a Saturday morning cartoon almost, live action cartoon.
Or a Marx Brothers movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, which their parents would have been very familiar with. The parents of 60s kids would have grown up with the Marx Brothers. So, I mean, did anyone want to share any stories? I know we have Fred in the comments who said that he saw Dolenz Jones, Boyce and Hart in 1976, the first time he saw members of the Monkees in person.
That's awesome.
I get the impression that they had a lot of fun with that tour. Like the clips that you see of them. Like I just watched the clip earlier today where I guess it was from Dick Clark show where they're performing Last Train to Clarksville, and there's a big banner. It says Dolenz Jones, Boyce and Hart, and they all run out, and it's like they all each grab a tambourine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Bobby had a really great story about how that all came about, and I was trying to remember how it got put together in my head, and I feel like it was either Bobby or Tommy that reached out to Mickey about, hey, you want to tour? Because I think they had been like touring on their own with whatever little band they were doing, and they had some like people that rotated in pretty regularly, but then all that, like, the other people went off and did their own thing, and they were like, let's keep touring and let's do a Monkees thing, because we wrote most of the Monkees songs, and the guys who wrote them and the guys who sang them. So yeah,
I think it's a really good idea. I think the name's a little unwieldy, but I do think it's a good idea of those guys teaming up in the 70s. I mean, it wouldn't, in a sense, it was like the first Monkees reunion, although you have two of the Monkees and two of the guys who worked behind the scenes on the Monkees. But I mean, it's 10 years on from when the Monkees had started, and I mean, I guess I don't know if culture was quite ready to re-embrace the Monkees as they would later in the 80s or not in the 70s. Maybe it was a little too soon, but I mean, the record is fantastic. It's really fun to listen to.
And I Remember the Feeling is a great single. Like I hadn't really dug into that record as much. And then on one of the Mickey's first tour by himself, that was a clip that Andrew put in between the sets, was a video of Dolenz Jones, Boyce and Hart doing I Remember the Feeling. And it's like that other clip I was talking about. It's they're having a lot of fun, and the song is catchy. So it just really, they go together and make it a lot of fun. You're like, why didn't people just buy this record? It should have been a hit.
Right. Yeah. And it's one of those songs that when it comes on the radio in the car, like you can't help but get into it. It's one of those infectious pop songs.
I mean, almost all of their songs were one of those infectious pop songs. I mean, I think everyone knows the story of how they wrote Valerie. It's one that people like to tell.
Are you going to tell it, or are you just going to assume that everyone listens?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm assuming that everyone just knows the story.
You should tell it in case people don't know.
We're just going to list all the stories you probably already know. We won't bother talking about it. It'll be a real short podcast.
No, but basically, I think it was Don Kirshner was like, we want a song about a girl. Songs about girls are a real big hit. And Tommy was like, oh, yeah, we got a great song about a girl. We'll bring it in right now. And like on their way, literally there, they wrote like the chorus of Valerie, and I think like the first verse or a version of the first verse. And then like the next day they had it finished and ready to be recorded.
Yeah, it's a very catchy song, Valerie. I mean, when you hear the story that they wrote it in the car on the way down there, when you listen to the lyrics, you can believe that. But I mean, they did a very good job of coming up with a catchy song,
Well, that song was always a favorite in our house, in my house when I was growing up, because my sister is Valerie. And so it's not spelled that way, but she,
close enough.
her song, So yeah.
When I sing it, I change it to Veronica. So
Okay.
I love my Veronica.
I guess with that long held out Valerie, you can fit in as many syllables as you want.
Yeah,
right?
but va sounds better than ver. So
Agreed.
Especially when I'm singing it.
Right.
I guess if anyone gets a chance to, if they go to WFMU and look at the playlists from earlier today, like Andrew Sandoval normally has a Come to the Sunshine on Mondays on the WFMU Rockin' Soul channel.
Yeah.
And so like he before and after, there's always an hour of Orange Peel and DJ Orange Peel. And so this week's DJ Orange Peel was an hour of it's like a tribute to Bobby Hart.
Okay,
that's awesome.
And they played played Whatever's Right from Good Times, and the song that and if Andrew's posted about this on Facebook that when the song that Andrew got to produce that was the 45 B-side was Love's What I Want, one of the Andy Partridge songs. And he got Bobby Hart to play organ on that. And he talked about on his comments on Facebook about like the great production advice that he got from him about making that song and everything. So that they played that song. But just listening to like in a context of like a bunch of different songs that they wrote or performed, in a way, I think like, the thing you were saying, Veronica, about them being like writing that theme song to have a little bit of edge, but also being like tame and friendly. I think that one of the things about them is that they worked for a lot of TV people, and I think they did a lot of things that they were chameleons in a way, and did a lot of different styles of records. And, in a way, they were the right up to order guys in some sense. And I think that, because you can hear a lot of different, you hear some straightforward rock and roll songs. And I don't know if there'll be a song that they'll be remembered for more than Not Your Stepping Stone.
Yeah.
I mean, that song can be played in any style by anybody.
Yeah.
And that's definitely gonna be a big legacy for Boyce and Hart. I mean, and that song isn't even just tied exactly to the Monkees. You don't think like, oh, only the Monkees did Steppin' Stone. Everybody did Steppin' Stone.
Yeah. Because the Raiders did it first.
Yeah. And then later on the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
But there were some interesting things there. There was like I'm trying to remember this song. I'm looking over the list and I'm trying to find this song title. There was one that kind of stuck out to me as if anyone checks this out, they did a song called Girl, I'm Out to Get You. It was a Boyce and Hart record, but it's I think one of their things was that they did a lot of playful kind of wordy songs with odd rhythms and stuff. And it's interesting to see that like that kind of bit them a bit, because they started to go into that bag of let's do some more kind of oddball, unusual songs. And that's when we ended up getting like the A Teeny Tiny Gnome and a Ladies Aid Society that Don Kirshner was like, what are you guys doing? We're not going to put that out. But so they definitely had that like all over. They had all sorts of styles. And one of the songs that's a weird favorite of mine is I do like P.O. Box 9847 a lot.
Yeah, it's a fun like little jamming song.
And I noticed like one of the songs that Andrew played on the Orange Peel show was the Boyce and Hart version of that. And I noticed like, oh, it has like typewriter in it. You hear typewriter in their version of it.
And the one thing I don't know that I knew this until, this weekend, all the songs that they wrote, they also did the theme song for Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's completely way over here compared to everything else. And so, I'm fascinated because that was one of my soap operas. I used to watch that one back in the day. So I'm like, I need to go back and listen to the theme song now.
I think everybody up to a certain age, like, you didn't even necessarily see the show. You just know that hourglass, and the piano tune, and then
yeah. So I'm also jealous of the fact that they can write a song in the car on the way over to the office, because my brain would be like, that's why I'm not a songwriter, because my brain does not work that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's why songwriters and lyricists are just like so amazing, is they can just churn out those things. They'll get an idea and they might noodle it over for a while, and then when they're under pressure, they'll like just put them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the ability to know when a song needs to be more complicated lyrically and when it needs to be simpler. I mean, we talked a bit ago about how Valerie has relatively simple lyrics, but it's a song that really works, and it's a song that we're talking about it here, and almost 60 years after the song came out, and I mean, it's they had this sort of knack for that sort of thing. But also, I mean, they could slow it down and do a ballad like "I Want to Be Free." That, I mean, it's iconic for the Monkees in a very different way, you know, than some of the other songs that we've talked about.
Yeah,
and a lot of people covered "I Want to Be Free" as well.
Yeah.
Especially in the early 70s. If I remember, there was a lot of covers of "I Want to Be Free."
Okay.
In the early 70s, I remember him talking about that in the book. I feel like.
Okay.
I wish I remembered more of it.
I mean, I've got a copy of Dickie Smothers doing a cover of "I Want to Be Free" on his record.
I don't know about that.
The Orange Peel Show had one version. It was kind of a soul version by Vivian Reed. It's so another song that kind of like can be reinterpreted in different styles and and still work.
Right. Well, I mean, more recently, like Veronica, we've talked before on the show about how our sort of Monkees obsession began with "Good Times," and the song of theirs that was on that was "Whatever's Right."
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think of "Whatever's Right" when we were listening to "Good Times" before you even knew who Boyce and Hart were?
I mean, it's probably my favorite song, other than the first two that came out that I heard, that they had the little cartoon comic book songs too.
Okay. I mean, you're not going to put it in front of Our Own World.
No, it's not in front of Our Own World.
Okay. I'm not asking you to rank it on the album. I'm just asking.
Yeah. I mean, so it's one of my top 4. One of my top 5. Okay. I don't know. Somewhere. It's one of the top songs that I like on that album, because it's just a fun little jamming song, and you can sing along to it, and it's not like super complicated, but it's fun, and it's not like super dancey where I'm like going crazy, but it's just a little jam.
Yeah, and it's just it's a nice little throwback to that early Monkees era. Like going through the songs on "Good Times," you can sort of imagine like where they might have fallen if they had come out in the 60s. Now some of them because they were in production at the time, and some of them were just sort of stylistically what they would complement. But yeah, I mean, "Whatever's Right," I think it feels very emblematic. And I know that they had been working on a version of that song. There's a backing track for in one of the box sets. That's really more of a country twang to it. And then they went, when the Schlesinger produced one, they went back to sort of the demo and produced something more like the original demo had been. But I really wish they would have also completed that more country twang version, even if it was, I mean, they did a lot of, when "Good Times" came out, they did a lot of like bonus CDs. If you live in Japan, or if you go to this record store, you can get a CD with an extra track on it. And I wish that they would have done something like that with the more country twang version of "Whatever's Right," just to have it out there, just to make it a full song that you can just stick on your Monkees playlist rather than backing track.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Well, what are some other favorites that stick out to people? I know everyone's probably thinking of "Ladies Aid Society."
I was just looking at that on the list. I was like, that was a Boyce and Hart song?
Yeah, which I still defend, because I still like "Ladies Aid Society."
I mean, it's a fun song. It was not what I was expecting.
It has that sort of that Paul McCartney granny music.
To it. I don't mind it, but I was also surprised today because I did not realize they also are going to buy me a dog, which is I was like, I don't know who I thought about that. But then just where was I going with this? Bobby Hart with another writer, Dick Eastman, wrote a song for Pool It. So like, Bobby Hart has touched like every single album, probably.
Not nearly. I mean, he didn't have anything on Justice, did he?
Right.
No, not Justice, but that was because the guys were doing that like on their own.
Just us.
Right.
Just us. Yeah. But
no, I got it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was like, because as a kid, I was not paying attention to who wrote songs. I'm just listening to the songs. So I had, you know, as I was looking at things yesterday and today, I was like, "This Long Way Home was okay, cool." You know.
Yeah. And if I'm remembering correctly, Dick Eastman was Bobby's collaborator kind of after he and Tommy had parted ways. So they had written a lot of stuff together, not like where they went out and toured together or anything like that, but when they were, he was another writing partner.
Yeah. The two of them also did Anytime, Any Place, Anywhere on Then and Now.
Oh, I like that song.
Yeah, I love that song. Yeah.
So, I feel like I've gotten a little behind on the comments. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. Did I get this one yet? Do you remember?
No, you did not.
Okay, I apologize.
No, the last thing was Fred was saying that Veronica was correct.
I'm correct.
Well, Fred commented, Mickey and Davey did a tennis tournament in Japan that attracted a lot of fans. Mickey and Davey approached Mike and Peter about reuniting, but they begged off. So they contacted Tommy and Bobby and became Dolenz Jones, Boyce, and Hart. Fred went on to say that he said, I've met Bobby on many occasions, and he was a great guy. Tommy and Bobby signed my promo copy of I Wonder What She's Doing Tonight LP.
That's awesome.
And then he commented that Girl, I'm Out to Get You is on their first album, Test Patterns. And then Miss Arcadian commented, I've never did a deep dive on Bobby Hart. Thanks for helping me out.
The song.
Oh, She was a good. I was like, ooh. Yeah, she's a great song.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yes.
you go through here and there's a few songs you just keep running into that are as I would call for, because I go to concerts with Veronica a lot, and they're get up and dance songs. Where if they start playing She, or they start playing Let's Dance On, or they start playing what's another one here? A Stepping Stone. Those are the songs where I have to make sure my drink is out of the way and my knees are out of the way. Just Veronica's about to be darting out into the aisle to go.
I try and give myself the aisle seat as often as I can.
Right. Or if you're holding anything, I got to prepare to catch it.
Yep.
Hold my bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but She's a great song. Let's Dance On. I think it's an underrated. It was not a sort of remembered as like a Monkees hit, but I think for we have another guest joining us. Sorry, when I tuned out just a minute ago, I was getting this sort of link set up. So Mr. Fred Velez.
Oh yeah! Thanks for joining us.
Hi guys.
Guys, thank you, Fred.
You're seeing
you out of the comment section.
Yes, I have no more comments. Goodbye.
It's great to see you. We haven't talked to you in quite a while.
I know. I missed you guys.
Yeah.
But you're getting me the first day I'm out of the hospital.
Oh,
this is a debut.
Okay.
Hope you're doing well.
I was in the hospital the last couple of days. You can see I'm a little weak, but I had to comment on Bobby.
Absolutely. And you mentioned you met Bobby Hart several times.
What a wonderful man he was.
Yeah.
God bless his soul. I have his book. I don't have it handy on me. And if you go on my Facebook page, you will find a picture of me and Bobby together.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. So I wish I could post it here, but if, like I said, if you go on my regular Facebook page is Fred Velez, and scroll down a bit because I wrote a lot of stuff recently. You will find my picture with Bobby Hart. This is when the book came out, Psychedelic.
Oh, cool. So this wasn't that terribly that long ago, because it was like 2014-ish.
2015, 2016-ish, I believe.
Okay.
Because I remember that he did 2 book signings the day that I saw him, one in Manhattan and the other one in Brooklyn, where he showed the the Dolan Jones, the Boyce and Hart documentary. The guys wrote them.
Okay.
And actually, I think you're right. The movie came out. Oh, I'm fading here. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Talk among yourselves. But it was the 2014 convention where they showed the Boyce and Hart documentary. Bobby was there. He was wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he had the book out about maybe a year later in time. Yeah, about a year later. 2015, I think. I may be wrong, unless you have the book there. Hi,
No.
Kitty Cat.
I have the audiobook pulled up on my phone. Hold on. I actually have that answer. Hold on.
Okay.
If it shows
And and like Eddie Deason, and the answer is
yeah, so at least the audiobook was November 19th, 2015. So I'm assuming
all right, then 2015.
Probably the book was 2015 at some point as well.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, I met him at the book signing in Manhattan, and then went to Brooklyn to see him again, and to see the Boyce and Hart documentary, which was great. And I wish they would come out.
Yeah.
I think but I think it's a thing regarding music rights,
Right.
Sure.
as you can imagine.
At least Andrew was able to bring it to the convention for people to see it that year.
Right, exactly. And Bobby was always wonderful. And he was at the 2016 Chiller Convention with Mickey and Peter. The last time I got to see Peter in person and talk to him. And if I could give me a moment.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, this is good because I was throwing another suggestion at them, but I was like, it would be great if they could get somebody on who actually met Bobby.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the 2016 convention, well, I had gotten this.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
But I got it with Davy's autograph first, but it was signed to somebody else. I had bought it from a friend who said, "Fred, you don't mind if it was signed to somebody else?" I said, "No, not at all."
Yeah.
And then
and for anyone who's listening on the audio podcast, what Fred's holding up is a framed copy of The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees with many signatures on it.
All 4 Monkees.
Okay.
Mickey was the first one after Davy to sign it.
Wow.
Peter was next at the 2016 Chiller Convention, and I had a great I won't say relationship because that's being egotistical. Acquaintance with Peter. We knew each other, so that I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But he asked him if he would sign it. He said sure, and then he noticed Davy's signature, and he said, "Fred, that's not signed to you." Says I know, and I explained to him how I got it. Says, "Oh, okay." So then he signed to Fred, for real, Peter Tork. And then I got it to Mike, and so I got all 4 signatures here.
That's fantastic.
Awesome.
And this was the last autograph I got with Peter Tork.
Oh.
God bless his soul, as well as Bobby's. And I said on the chat that I had seen Dolan Jones, Boyce and Hart in concert, and I think you know that that 7A Records had put out the Boyce and Hart collection, which includes both the only studio album, and the Japanese album as well. And this is the original Japanese album.
Oh wow!
Signed by Tommy Boyce.
Nice.
Nice.
I wish I could have gotten Bobby to sign it too, and Davy and Mickey. In fact, if I hurry, I might still get Mickey. God, that he sticks around a little longer.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Now you mentioned that you first saw Dolan Jones, Boyce and Hart back in 1976, and I wanted to ask what that was like seeing them up on stage.
Fantastic! First time I ever saw any of the Monkees in concert.
Oh wow!
So that was an amazing experience. And give me a moment. Still out of the sick bed. But I saw him in the riverboat in at the base of the Empire State Building. It was a great club, and they did a matinee show. Tickets were $5.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
That's
Wow.
$1976.
Right.
Yeah, but still,
$1976.
that's still pretty cheap.
You guys do the inflation.
Well, we have a comment from a gentleman named George who says, "Hello, Fred."
Hello, Fred.
Hello, hi, George. Hello, George. Is that George? I think I know. If it is, everybody wave to George.
Hi, George.
Hi, George.
But anyway, this is the second Boyce and Hart album.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's doing tonight. And I got this signed by both Tommy and Bobby at the 1987 Monkees convention in Teaneck, New Jersey, run by Charles Rosenet.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
and this is a mono promotional album. So that makes,
Wow.
Okay.
so that makes it even a little bit more extra special. So I'm glad I got that. And let me see if I have it handy here.
Man, I was 2. I was born at the wrong time for all this awesome music.
You were 2 during what point?
When were you 2?
87.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, you definitely weren't.
Here,
I don't think you were 2 when he saw them.
No.
Because I was 2.
Or when that album came out.
Okay, I think I found what I was looking for. Just
Okay.
And I've got these CDs. I've got the 7A records ones. I just don't have them handy.
Yeah.
But I have these Boyce and Hart Anthology.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll put it up closer to the camera.
Yeah.
So people can drool. And it
Definitely
has
drooling.
a nice collection of songs here.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
This came out by Verice. This is a collection of Boyce and Hart songs done by other people, including Boyce and Hart and the Monkees, of course.
Yeah.
And let's see, does it have the? Yes, it has the Stepping Stone by the Revere Narrators.
Okay.
Nice.
Recorded before the Monkees had the hit.
Yep.
And then I have this. This is a great record, CD company, Ace, another Boyce and Hart collection.
Yeah.
With-
I might have that.
with- Oh, yeah.
Cool.
This is great because it got a nice collection here of stuff. Let me see. It even has Fats Domino.
Yeah,
Boyce
that's
and Hart
right.
song.
Yeah. He wrote a great song for Fats Domino that I was like, that was Boyce and Hart?
Yeah. So there's a lot of fantastic stuff here. Keith Allison doing action. Amazing stuff. Little Anthony and the Imperials. Hurt So Bad. I used to love that song, and then I found out later that Boyce and Hart wrote it. You know,
Yeah.
Imperials. I got something off my my bucket list when I finally got to see them in concert.
Yeah.
And Little Anthony's still out there working, that which is, God bless him. I'm glad he's doing. I think he was on the recent Happy Together tour.
Yeah, I hated I missed it this year again.
Right. Yeah.
And sadly, we lost Mark Volman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, was it the Turtles? Mark Volman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who wrote Christmas Is My Time of Year, which Davey, Mickey, and Peter recorded. Or 76, I believe so. So, it's a Turtle song, and they recorded it. So, I just want to reiterate that Tommy and Bobby were really nice guys. Bobby Hart was the sweetest man I've ever met. Every time we saw each other, he always said, "Hi, Fred," and that meant a lot. Oh, did you guys get this recently? This just came up by Goldmine.
I saw it, but I
Yes.
haven't ordered it yet.
I have.
Order it. Order it before
I know.
it goes out of sale. You're not to get the digital, But
I have my copy.
oh, good
Yes.
for you. You read it to the kitty,
Yeah.
and this is a great. New articles are in here. I'm going to this is from the very last Monkees TV episode filmed, not the one, not the
Right.
last one aired,
Yeah.
but the last one filmed.
Yeah.
And you can
That's
see they're
awesome.
very you can see how anxious they are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. One of the great things about fandom and conventions and just fan gatherings and things like that is just affording you the opportunity to sort of meet, get to know, and to some degree, a lot of these people that, I mean, you grow up listening to somebody on the radio and then buy their albums, go see them in concert. And oftentimes that's as far as somebody gets, as far as being able to get closer to these artists that you really love and appreciate. And the fact that you're able to go to these conventions as well and speak to them and get autographs and get to where they recognize you on site. I mean, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, the man, I too young in the '86, but everything the events that Fred got to be involved in and Charles and everybody, like and whoop,
are we back yet?
We almost lost.
There you go.
All right.
The oh god, you know, like that whole '86 group, like that includes like Fred and Ed and Maggie and it would have been great to have just been a little bit older at '86 and get a chance to go to those super conventions that they got to have. I mean, they really got good stuff with Mickey and Peter back then. I think that they were just really
Well,
grateful.
I was the MC at those conventions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure for the '86 convention of helping to introduce Mickey, Davy, and Peter on the stage. And Peter was the very first monkey to appear at a Monkees convention in 1982.
Yeah.
So that was a fantastic experience. So I have a lot of great memories seeing Peter when he came back on the scene doing live concerts, when he became available again after a long drought during the 70s.
Right.
And seeing Nez in person, meeting him at the launch party for Elephant Parts. You know, that was great. Another thing that'll make you drool. The DVD.
Oh, nice.
Signed by Nez.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. And if I could just point my in the direction of this wall, you can see some of the things I got up there.
Fred's treasure wall.
Yeah.
That's great.
Can you see that picture there with Davey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davey with Harry C. come up the Goon Show and Terry Thomas.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I got the Beatles too. and a signed Nez thing.
Yeah, from the paperback book launch. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's from. Yeah, you're right.
The Infinite.
Tuesday.
Infinite Tuesday. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Infinite Tuesday. Got that signed by him, and he sent along with the paperback. You're right. That cover of the book signed, which was and the book is signed too.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Nez was a wonderful guy. I'm sure. Have you guys met him?
I got to meet him briefly.
Okay.
I got to see him twice.
Yeah.
Derek, you were on the stage singing with them.
That's true. But one of my things about that whole experience, though, is that like it's like the side of the stage that I came out and left. That was Peter's side, so I didn't get over to Mike's side. I got to see Mike and everything, but I didn't get to Peter gave me a nice high five on the way off.
Oh, cool.
But I had to go right to the middle where Mickey was, and it would have been nice to get over there to Nez. But I did see him at the I forget what year it was, but the convention where he and Mickey came out and signed. I got to get his autograph there.
Oh, good. That's great. I mean, every time I met him, he was always nice. You know, he gave, I don't know if you had the experience I had, but he always gave you his full attention. You know, he looked at you straight in the eyes and listened to every word you said. You know, that I thought that's great. You know, Charles Rosenet had the experience that when he met Nez and got an autograph, he says, You're like the uncle I've known about but never met. Do you mind if I hug you? And I said, sure,
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Well, before we wrap this up, I wanted to go around. I don't mean to put anybody on the spot, but if you say you met someone who's never heard a Bobby Hart song or never heard a Boyce and Hart song, and you were going to recommend one that Bobby Hart had been involved with, or that was a Boyce and Hart song, what would you recommend to them for them to listen to?
Oh gosh,
Words.
Okay,
it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably, you know something, I would probably recommend I Wonder What She's Doing Tonight, as I just think about the fact that like that just stands out anytime you hear it on the radio.
Right,
that's a great song.
No, I agree with you. And also Alice Long is good.
I'm probably a Stepping Stone.
Okay, Stepping Stone's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Rotten liked it.
What do you think, Elaine?
I'm not your stepping stone. That's how he sounds.
Right, yeah. We were saying earlier, anybody can do that song. It's a great
Right.
song. It's infinitely malleable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I will say She is the first song that popped into my head.
Okay.
Also, I wanted to say, if anybody wanted to chime in, our song of the day poll today is a selection of Boyce and Hart songs. And so you can go on Facebook or Blue Sky, and your choices are She, Words, or Valerie.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me which one is your favorite Boyce and Hart song, and I'm posting the winner later tonight. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you're new to us, that's the Monkeying Around Facebook page or Blue Sky account.
Yeah.
Just search for Monkeying Around. And so I wanted you guys to go first. I didn't want to steal someone's answer, but since no one picked it, I'll go with the one that started it all and say The Last Train to Clarksville. I think is a great introduction.
Yes.
If you've never heard Boyce and Hart before, or a song written by Boyce and Hart, and also you get little Monkees along the way. So maybe introduce yourself to some new. No one's watching this who doesn't know who Boyce and Hart are, but I think it's a good mental exercise.
Yeah. And we've got one viewer that chimed in. Mr. Gideon says, "I'll spend my life with you." It's her.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys very much for joining us.
Yeah,
and,
especially Fred last minute.
yeah, we had Derek last minute because it was.
Can I plug my little book?
Sure.
Please.
My two little books.
Yes.
Okay. My first one, A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You, The Monkees from a Fan's Perspective. And my most current book, A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You, 2, The Monkees from International Fan Perspectives, both available on print and Kindle. So on Amazon. So go out in a buying frenzy.
Yeah.
I got to get well, folks. I got to get well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Uncle Fred needs his medicine, you know.
I'm thinking like in the next year, hopefully, you know, there'll be plenty of opportunities for us to all kind of celebrate the Monkees and get together and see each other. Hopefully there'll be some events that we'll
I'm
all
hoping
be at.
so.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping we could done the drive-in this year, but we couldn't do it. Hopefully next year.
Yeah. I think he's going to make sure they work on it early enough that it's not going to fall through again.
Yeah.
I hope not. Okay.
Yeah, and for those of us who listen to us on the podcast, I know our output has been a little bit limited over the last few months. We've all had some stuff going on, but we're getting ramped back up. We've got one in the can that we recorded with Derek talking about a Monkees episode, and we're about to start recording again real soon. So tune into the Monkeying Around podcast, and we're gonna try to do more of these. I really enjoy doing these live shows. They're a little more raw, a little less edited, and people might just jump out of the comments on the screen.
Okay, well, I can't wait till it's up so I could put it on my Facebook page and share it with everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Fred, and
we have one more
Out and about.
Yeah.
There you
George.
go.
there we go.
Everybody wave to George.
Bye, George.
Bye, George. All right. Thanks for monkeying around.